ready to roll.
Yeah.
Film
Hello,
director.
Leslie. It's very nice of you to
Right.
welcome me here today. And I'd like to talk about the products which we're doing, and namely it's white pudding, you know. And the price of white pudding, which I find is that you use quite a bit of it, you know, and you are open at lunch times, you are open in the evenings, and I see you've got a very nice noticeable restaurant side to it as well. Huh? So this is a product that you use across the board. Now, why would I want to start talking about a white pudding which I've already got supplied of? Well, probably one you've got is very typically about 35–40% fat. So in the day which the health service and the government are pushing, we should be cutting down on saturated fat, cutting down salt, cutting down sugar. Okay. The fat side I could certainly do something on, because instead of having the 40%, I would like to introduce you to a 10% fat, less than 10%. So that's actually taking away a third of your product, which is fat, every 100 grams that is, and replacing it with more nutritious food. And the fact it's white pudding is quite heavily oats based, so the provenance of oats and the benefits of oats is well known. We don't have to explain that. Huh? And just incidentally, the oats are all Scottish oats. Huh? They're actually grown in Scottish farms. So where does this come in? The 10% fat, I'm sure, would be a marketing option for you. You're given a lower fat food, because let's be honest, a lot of the hot food trades nowadays are immediately say the healthy food, which is a salad bar, is deemed to be, or the deep fried chips getting flashed up, you know, as being unhealthy. I'm now actually trying to elevate maybe a deep fried commodity to a healthier status, because it doesn't contain the fat, saturated fat quantities. So the heating oil is simply a medium for cooking it through. But also this could be a grilled scenario, if you wish. Huh? So what does this give the customer? First of all, it gives the customer a cleaner taste, because if you've actually taken any of these higher fat products, you know, something like what you got just now, once you have it, you a claggy taste in your mouth, and you get this film, you know. So by reducing the fat, significantly takes away, it gives you a cleaner taste. It also means that the product therefore is healthier, because there's less saturated fat in it. It also turns around and means that the calories which the customer is consuming is considerably less. So this is really giving the customer choice. And most importantly, which comes in here, is that this is also suitable for vegetarians. So this now matches in a wider range of people, which you maybe have been excluded in the previous times. You know, okay, there maybe is still an issue of how you cook this particular one. You know, you don't mix it in with meat products, otherwise it could be contaminated. Huh? So your customer's now getting choice. So on that, how could we pass this over to them? Well, we've actually got information flyers, which are quite happy to do that. We're also quite happy to help you with doing some on-site testing and sampling. And we're also able to come in and make some special offers which can maybe promote this particular product. But what's this got for you? Huh? Because essentially you've got to make some money out of this, as we all have to do. Huh? And you've got to get the customer satisfied. You've got the customer satisfied, you're then going to get the rewards. So we give some publicity posters. We're also turning around and quite happily give partner promotions. So if we're going to get together to do something, we could maybe do special offers like buy one, get the second one half price, or two for, you know, £5 or something, you know, which would be quite helpful. Also got some external social media working, which is the way in which to catch the younger people nowadays. Huh? So what does all this mean with regard to a product? Huh? It means, first of all, that you have a product. Now, that wasn't a mistake, different sizes. This is something which, because we're flexible in our production, we've got full control of our production, we could actually give you product which would meet a price point that you could decide to use. It means that where your present lunchtime trade, and I know you do have a secondary school just down the way, and you do seem to be able to attract quite a number of them, you could maybe up your sales on this by going for the smaller size, along with a portion of your fries, and this then would be a better price point, which is increasing your price from whatever, you know, maybe doubling it up or up by another 50%, whatever it is. So you're therefore going to increase your volume going through. The larger one is the typical standard size, and again, both of these are all low-fat and vegetarian. We also have this other jumbo size, which is a new one we've done. This has actually altered the recipe slightly. It's a bit more vegetarian-based, a bit more onion-based, which gives it a higher flavour intensity, very much towards the onion. So what I would normally suggest on this is not to chuck it one like that, because I would find it quite difficult to get into my white things. I would actually cut this in half. So you actually have 2 portions in this. But this is a full 1 pound portion of the which you're dividing up to get half pound, you know, and they'll come in half pounders, you know. Could well be a marketing situation. So this is now offering you a number of situations which you could tackle with your lunchtime trade. It may also be a situation that in the general run of things for teas, that it may also be a pensioner's or a child's portion for the majority of the time you're open, not just at a lunchtime trade. So the smaller one would fit into that. You've also got the savoury one, which then is increasing your market share, increasing your choice, but still within the same commodity bandwagon of healthy, heavy oats, white pudding. How do you think that would fit into your business model?
Right, so is that the end?
No, this is just a question. I'm now putting to you in the discussion. Do you think this would fit into your business model?
And what would happen? Say a buyer wasn't sure at this point. How would they respond to that
I think
question?
yes. I mean, if we're going to do this in terms of this, if it was me, I would say, I think that's very interesting. I think you're offering us quite a range of different options, and I can see I would tend to go for the smaller rather than the larger products. So I would tend to be using.
Right, so you could offer some kind of commitment at that point.
So let's just assume that's what
yeah,
you said. So
yeah.
I think it'd be difficult for our people to use the big one, but we would like the small one.
Well, I think you're actually making a wise choice, because I'm simply offering you the range here, but in fact I do feel that initial stages to benefit from your heavy lunchtime trade of secondary school children who do need your nutrition, who do need a wee bit of direction towards the healthier side of food, the smaller size is a nice lunchtime snack size, which, as I said earlier, could also do as a pensioner's supper, a pensioner's meal or a children's meal, which would then extend in the evenings and weekends. Okay. So that would be a very good one to choice. We could certainly look at the larger one. That's a slightly different choice market, but I feel let's tackle with one and make a move on that. Do you think we could move now on this, introduce this maybe in the next week or so?
I think it's something that we might welcome a phone call from you in a week or so.
Well, I'm quite happy to give you a phone call on that, but if you would be happy with that now, I would be quite prepared to put in a sample. Okay.
Scenario. Are you able to leave samples today?
You could certainly have some of that today and try it. I certainly would expect you to try it anyway, because you've got to get the mouthfeel for yourself, enjoy that taste, and I'm sure that would be. And if that's the case, you do that. Could I look back on maybe Friday?
Of course you may. Of course you may.
And could then discuss that a bit more fully.
I do have a question about, you talked about this was more savoury.
Yes.
But they're both savoury, so
can you expand on that? They're all savoury. Just the fact that there's more vegetable base in here.
Right, okay.
These they're all heavily oats, and we've talked about the benefits of the oats, but this is actually a more vegetable based product, a higher percentage.
Excellent. Good.